What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now, it is 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States. So, apparently, earlier this morning, there was an emergency broadcast in Hawaii, and it was telling people to have 14 days of food and water. So I want to play this for you guys. Apparently, it was on the island of Maui and it was on the radio. And this is very, very strange because during a nuclear war, you would want to have 14 days of food and water. And now they're telling people that you should have at least 14 days of food and water. And the reason why during a nuclear war you want to have 14 days of food and water is because that's roughly how long it takes for the radiation to subside from the fallout. Of course, you're going to have certain areas that are going to accumulate more fallout. So you're going to have hot zones due to the runoff of fallout and concentration of fallout particles, or if there were certain areas that were hit harder with more surface bursted warheads, then you're going to get more fallout there. But roughly 2 weeks is what you want if you're going to try to survive a nuclear war. And so in this emergency broadcast, they're telling residents of Hawaii to have 14 days of food and water. Okay. And today, Russia was doing nationwide nuclear war drills. And it turns out that tomorrow, Russia is going to do a nationwide air raid or some kind of, emergency alert, okay, across all of Russia, similar to what we're doing tomorrow. So Russia is going to be doing some kind of nationwide alert for nuclear war, and then we're going to be doing it also tomorrow as well. And I'm going to be live streaming during that alert, starting at around 1:30 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time in the afternoon. The emergency alert is going to be broadcasted from between 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time to 2:50 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's going to be broadcasted across the entire country. And make no mistake about it, guys, this is a drill for nuclear war. Okay, I can't remember actually in my entire life the last time that the US did a nationwide emergency alert system test. Okay, I'm just thinking back to my childhood and I just can't recall a nationwide emergency alert systems test. Okay, and so this is really, really concerning. Okay, I've been alive a long time. Okay, not as long as some people, but I've been around a while, and this is pretty concerning. Okay, and for Russia to be doing it the same day, and Russia's doing nuclear war drills, and then today we get this video coming out on social media of this emergency broadcast in Maui telling people to have 14 days of food and water. So I'm going to just play a clip from this video here, a short section where it talks about having 14 days of food and water. You may want to turn your volume up a little bit because it is a little bit on the quiet side. So here we go.
Hawaii Emergency Management recommends residents prepare an emergency kit for a minimum of 14 days of food, water, medical, and other essential supplies. Always be prepared. Sent from the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, this concludes the test of the live audio broadcasting of Hawaii's statewide alert and warning system.
Okay, so Hawaii statewide alert and warning system. Let's just listen to that one more time.
Hawaii Emergency Management recommends residents prepare an emergency kit for a minimum of 14 days of food, water, medical, and other essential supplies.
14 days of food, water, medical, and other emergency supplies.
Emergency Management recommends residents prepare an emergency kit for a minimum of 14 days of food, water, medical, and other essential supplies. Always be prepared. sent from the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency. This concludes the test of the live audio broadcasting of Hawaii's statewide alert and warnings.
Okay, and it said this concludes the live audio broadcast segment. Okay, so this is 100% legit, guys. And before I continue with the breaking news, I wanted to just share the sponsor for today's video, which is National Gold Group. Guys, the US debt crisis could ignite a long-term rally in gold. Gold is up 50% since March of 2020 due to all of the debt that the US has been accumulating. So check out National Gold Group. Use my link NYPgold.com for a free gold investment guide. It's really good to have some precious metals to hedge against inflation, and silver, especially, is a great option for preppers. National Gold Group is America's #1 precious metals company. Call 888-608-0809 to learn about their retirement account fee waiver program. Mention NYPrepper and you'll always get best-in-class service from America's conservative precious metals leader. National Gold Group has the IRA fee waiver program. That means they will pay the fees on your IRA for up to 10 years on qualifying rollovers. Call 888-608-0809 to learn about their retirement account fee waiver program. National Gold Group is Consumer Affairs' top-rated gold IRA dealer. Call 888-608-0809. Again, that's 888-608-0809. Okay, and we have some breaking news that tomorrow Russia is going to be doing some kind of nationwide emergency alert. They're going to be doing like air raid sirens. So let me read this to you guys. The press service of the Ministry of Emergency Situations warned that on October 4th, the public warning system will be checked throughout Russia. Sirens will sound and loudspeakers will sound. Throughout Russia on October 4th, Wednesday, sirens will sound and loudspeakers will sound, giving the signal, "Attention, everyone." In addition, the broadcast of television and radio channels will be replaced with safety information. The press service of the Ministry of Emergency Situations warns there is no need to worry. You should remain calm. Sound signals and replacement of television broadcasts are planned. Thus, experts check the public warning system in all regions of our country. Okay, so they're basically doing the same thing that we're going to be doing, except they have some kind of sirens across their country, probably left over from the USSR. We tore all of ours down stupidly. They still have theirs, and they're going to be using their sirens. Okay, so guys, something is brewing. Okay, please make sure you're getting prepared. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but things are really, really escalating with this war in Ukraine, and all these different escalations going on with the Russian drones crashing in Romania. Just a week ago, there were 2 Russian drones, suicide drones, the Iranian ones, that crashed literally a mile and a half from a city of 300,000 people in Romania. Okay, whether that was an accident or on purpose, we don't know. But imagine if one of those drones actually crashed into that city. Okay, and you can use your imagination. Okay, I can't really say it here, but it would be a bad situation, and it would really escalate fast. Okay, and then last September, we had that near shoot down situation with the British reconnaissance plane that was flying over the Black Sea. 2 Russian fighters confronted the British reconnaissance plane, which had potentially up to 30 British crew members on board. And one of the fighters launched missiles at the recon plane, okay, with crew members on board. This was a manned recon plane. Okay, one of the missiles malfunctioned and didn't fire, and then the other one somehow missed. It had trouble locking on. And my only guess about that is the recon plane probably had some kind of passive protection system, some kind of jamming device to jam the homing system on the air-to-air missiles for basic protection. So I want to just play this video coming from TASS, which is a Russian government-funded news agency. They released this short clip of some of the preparations that are underway in Russia, and it's very reminiscent of the Cold War. Okay, so just let's watch this for a minute. So here you can see some messages on the TV. I don't know if anybody wants to attempt to translate that with Google Lens. I'm not sure what that means. It's kind of blurry. But if anybody wants to take a screenshot and use Google Lens and then put in the comments what that says, that would be very helpful.
Внимание всем! Однотонное звучание электросирен, установленных на промышленных объектах и территории города.
4 октября будет проводиться всероссийская проверка систем оповещения населения регионального и муниципального уровня. В этот день во всех регионах будет осуществляться плановый запуск электросирен и громкоговорителей в эфирах теле- и радиоканалов. Будут транслироваться сообщения о проведении проверки. Данный комплекс мероприятий позволяет объективно проверить работоспособность системы оповещения и оценить готовность дежурного персонала. Это необходимо для контроля готовности системы оповещения к своевременному доведению сигналов и информации до населения при возникновении чрезвычайных ситуаций.
Absolutely crazy, guys. Just so surreal. Absolutely insane. We also have some breaking news that British nuclear armed submarine was spotted leaving its home base, HMNB Clyde, which is in Fastlane, Scotland. And they have 4 of these, and looks like one of them just went out to sea. So, I'm not sure if this thing was just undergoing maintenance or what. But this is also pretty concerning for there to be one of these going out to sea all of a sudden at the same time as all these drills are going on in Russia and in the U.S. Okay, and also remember the bombers. Okay, the U.S. moved several B-2 stealth bombers to Iceland. As far as I know, officially there were 3 stealth bombers moved to Iceland. And there was also the USS Florida, which is an Ohio-class submarine with 154 Tomahawk missiles on board, moved to Norway. Okay, for the first time in history, a Tomahawk missile Ohio-class sub was moved to Norway and made a visit to Norway and was doing exercises there. Guys, there's a lot of stuff going on that it just, evidence that something is building up behind the scenes. And, they don't want you to know about it. Okay, if you turn on the TV, they're not going to tell you these things. Okay, you have to search out this information and find it for yourself, because they're not going to tell you this stuff until it's too late. You're not going to know that there's preparations for nuclear war until you get that emergency alert on your phone and they tell you that you have 15 to 30 minutes to shelter because there's missiles coming to your city. Okay, so my advice to you is obviously follow channels like mine, follow my channel, follow channels like mine where you can get alternative information, okay, where people like myself are actually searching out this stuff and we're not just hyper focusing on politics and BS, okay, like the mainstream media does. And we also had a combat Sentinel plane fly towards Novaya Zemlya in the Russian Arctic. That's where Russia does a lot of their nuclear tests, and they're supposed to be testing their Burevestnik nuclear-powered, nuclear-armed cruise missile on this island, which is up here. That's where they tested the Tsar bomb. And so the Combat Sentinel took off from Britain and flew all the way up to Novaya Zemlya, and it did some loops over here, and then it was also doing loops near Murmansk, which is where Russia has 2/3 of their nuclear-armed submarines. Okay, this is where their northern fleet is located, Yagelnaya Naval Base. That's where they have most of their nuclear-armed submarines here, and so this Combat Sentinel plane was patrolling these areas, keeping an eye on number one, most importantly, Russia's northern fleet, and number two, this island where Russia is going to be doing a nuclear test potentially this week. Okay. So this is pretty serious, and this is a high priority reconnaissance plane. Okay. A combat scent plane. There's only two of them in the U.S. Air Force. So if they deploy one to an area, it means that there's something serious enough going on that they're going to deploy one out of only two of the planes that they have. And this plane is specifically used for gathering information and intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance information, and it's specifically for the president and the top generals, okay? And then there was also a sub-hunter plane somewhere in the Russian Arctic as well. All right, so NATO is on high alert. Last night we had back-to-back nuclear attack options being broadcasted nonstop for like a 2 or 3 hour period. At least 20 or 25 plus nuclear attack options in a 2 hour time span. And actually, over a 1 hour time span, we had as many as 15 emergency action messages broadcasted, which is like basically one message every 3 minutes. Okay. And we had several nuclear war command and control planes airborne. Here's two of them that were airborne last night. One was off the coast of North Carolina, one was in the Gulf. And actually, one of these, this one in particular, over North Carolina, was actually involved in those emergency action messages. I'll play an audio clip for you guys. One of these messages was actually going out to this E6, okay? These planes can remotely launch all of our Minuteman III ICBMs, and they can also communicate with our nuclear-armed submarines and also with our bombers, okay? So they're critical for a nuclear war in case ground-based command and control and communications gets wiped out. These planes would be in the air and basically be able to relay communications and also remotely launch our silo-based missiles. And here's the one that was communicating those nuclear attack options last night. Okay, it was doing these loops over Raleigh, North Carolina, which is very strange. And let me just play this clip for you. In the beginning, you can hear this person specifically mentioning SOSO-07. That's the call sign of this E6 nuclear war command and control plane.
All stations, this is Ironwork, break, 4 SOSO-7, 4 SOSO-7.
So he says 4 SOSO-7, 4 SOSO-7. So he's saying that message is for SOSO-7. And I'm assuming this is coming from the National Military Command Center, which is the Pentagon. And once this plane gets that message, then it can relay that message to the submerged submarines, okay? Because the Pentagon, we don't have a system that's ground-based that can penetrate ocean water and send a message through radio frequencies through 1,000 feet of ocean water, okay? So we need these planes to fly over the ocean, and then they transmit the radio signal down to the subs. So the signal gets sent out to these planes, and then the planes send it down to the subs, okay?
Echo, Golf, Foxtrot, November 7, Sierra, standby. Echo, Golf, Foxtrot, November 7, Sierra, stand by.
So that's a emergency action message. It's literally just alphanumeric. They do that on purpose to minimize bandwidth. And it's just a coded message. Nobody knows what it means except the guys in the submarines operating our nuclear deterrent. And they'll be able to translate what that means specifically. But these are attack options. Okay, they're constantly updating their targeting information every day. But yesterday there were like 20 of these in 1 hour. We also had some Russian special flight squadron planes airborne today. One of these could have been Putin's planes. We do have word that Putin was in his nuclear bunker in Novo Agarevo, and apparently he had meetings with his security council today, and he was holding a series of working meetings. Okay, so he was in his nuclear bunker in Novo Ogarevo, okay, which in Russian it's not pronounced that way. So any Russian out there listening to me, I apologize for butchering that. But these planes are doomsday planes for the Russian president, okay? There were 2 of them airborne. One went to St. Petersburg. One went from St. Petersburg to Moscow. Very, very interesting. And we had a ton of NATO reconnaissance activity last night over the Baltics. We had an Italian recon plane heavily patrolling Lithuania and Latvia, focusing its efforts on the Belarus and Russian border there. We also had a U.S. AWACS plane patrolling the Suwalki Gap. We also had Jake 17, which is a U.S. recon plane, fly into the Suwalki Gap and around Kaliningrad. And there was also a British Eurofighter Typhoon operating in northwest Poland near Poznań. And Britain said they were going to transfer several Eurofighter Typhoons to Poland because of the increasing threat from Russia. So they obviously know something is brewing. Okay, why would they transfer stealth bombers to Iceland? Why would they be doing these drills? Why are they doing all this reconnaissance around Poland and the Baltics now? Okay, why send Typhoon fighter jets all of a sudden to Poland? Okay, something is brewing behind the scenes and we just don't know about it. Here's another shot of all the reconnaissance in Poland and the Baltics. Look at this, guys. This is insane. Okay, and they're just monitoring this critical area here between Belarus and Kaliningrad. And the fear has always been that Russia would come through Belarus and make a land connection to Kaliningrad, connecting Kaliningrad to Belarus. Okay, and there was also a lot of reconnaissance planes over the Black Sea. We had Forte 11 flying in the Black Sea at the same time as an RQ-4D Phoenix recon drone. So there were 2 reconnaissance drones in the Black Sea, which is very unusual. We also had an AWACS plane and a P-8 Poseidon. Just crazy activity. And also we have this aerial refueler that was just active off the coast of Long Island. Okay, just south of Montauk Point, this aerial refueler was doing loops here, which is pretty interesting. There must be something out there that it was refueling with its transponder off. So that's pretty much it for this update, guys. I will be back with another update in a little while, so stay tuned for that. But till then, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.